What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of TK's Brew. I'm your host, DJ Kino. We have 4 very special guests in the building. I want to give a round of applause to DJ Sleepy, DJ Grip, once again, DJ Echo, and once again, DJ Reckshop in the building. Hey. What's up, guys? All right. So today's episode is going to be an appreciation episode to our homie, DJ NYCE. It is his birthday today. He recently passed last year. And all of these people here have known him forever. Sleepy's known him since the 90s. I mean, everyone's known him for years. They have hella stories. So we're just going to talk about him, show some appreciation. And for the people who don't know, you're going to find out about him. All right, so we're going to start with you, Sleepy.
Shit. Knew NYCE for more than 25 years, at least. Just grew up in New York City, the craziest city of all dreams.
What borough?
Manhattan. He was from Long Island. He was in the suburbs.
Let's go.
Just started taking over clubs, doing parties with him, traveling and stuff like that, learning a different point of view of the management, DJing, and of course the money. That's what he loved. Just 2 kids in the city growing up, going crazy, doing every type of era of music. He moved out to Texas, and then he put his seat out here, and I don't want to say I followed behind him, but like 3-4 years later, I came out here. Met my boy Grit.
What was the difference between a Texas NYCE and a New York NYCE? What would you say would be the biggest difference in his personality? Because I didn't know the New York NYCE. I'm really interested.
So
I felt like he was New York all the way.
No, I'm not saying he changed. I'm saying, but I'm sure he was probably Texanized, a little bit. What was he like in New York? I would say
just like a go-getter, man. Just like if he was like trying to stay on top of every party, like trying to compete with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when he came out here, it was just always still with him. So it was just like, he was a party dude the whole time. I guess when he came out here, that's when he started drinking more. Because when we worked in New York, we didn't drink like that. Mm. We were young at the age. We were 17 in clubs, so we weren't drinking and shit. Mm-hmm. But I guess when he came out here, Texas turned him out. Because when I came out here, he was like, yeah, Brian, like 40 WIs. I'm like,
yo, you talk about that, yeah.
Well, you don't even drink in New York.
I didn't realize.
And why did he come down again? I can't remember the story. Why did he have to come to Texas?
I think his brother was sick or something like that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And his mom wanted to move because when he was in New York, bro, he was at a peak that like, he was, I don't know if you ever know NYCE, but he was always ahead of his time about certain things.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. 100%.
From stocks to fucking internet stuff and
to everything.
To everything you could imagine.
Advertising.
Yeah.
NFTs, dog.
NFTs. When he left, he just left real quick, and it was like, damn, bro, like you were already on radio out there. You were doing internet radio. You were just doing so much, and I guess, family stuff happens. But when he came out here, it's like he never stopped.
Yeah.
So when I came out here, I met Grit. And I went back to New York because I had to take care of some stuff. Mm. And then when we just all came together little by little, me and Grit did a couple of mixtapes. I helped him, like, give him the ideas, and he just ran with it. And we just became boys, and we just all just united out together. And we're all sitting here. Yeah. Echo, Reckshop, Kino.
Yes, sir.
A bunch of stuff.
All because of one man. Typically, like literally, like that dude brought so many people together from different walks of life, and it was. And I think we all do that as DJs in general, but how he would do it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like he brought a lot of people together, and I
felt like he brought all of the DJs closer together too. Mm-hmm. Like we were close, but not as close as when he started that chat. When he started that chat, kind of changed. And that's the way we all work.
Still rocking to this day. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first met him. I didn't really meet him. My first experience was like when I seen him DJ. It was at the mansion. We was doing epic scene parties and stuff together, but we didn't really know each other.
Still waiting on my check from them.
Chill out. We was doing parties together. It wasn't about the money at that time. We were just partying. We were just turning up, and then he was DJing that mansion party. It was packed. I'll never forget. And I'm walking around, just networking, and he dropped that Ninjas in Paris, Kanye, and you know what I mean, like Jay-Z. And I was up on a lot of that shit, but I just didn't. It had just dropped that day, I think, and I was like, "What song is this? And who is playing this?" And I'm looking over, and it's this New York hat, leaning over like this, and he just cool as a fan, not even hyping it up. Just knew he dropped that record, and everybody was like going crazy. And I just remember I went up there. I was like, "Yo, what's your name?" He's like, DJ NYCE, you know what I mean? He does this whole smooth. I mean, it was like out of a movie, bro. Dude was a legend for real. And ever since then, I just had that respect. And then we just always kind of kept in touch. But, you know, we didn't really get tight until like 4 or 5 years ago. And then, you know, we got really close during COVID and a lot of stuff like that. And that's when I really got to know who he was and consider him like a really good friend. So, yeah, for sure. He'd definitely be missed.
All right, we'll give you your little sign. Hey, everybody, you know, this man's almost at 200. He's the guy right now.
He's got the record.
He's got
Nice
the
is
record.
gonna take your record. It's not gonna be us. It's gonna be Nice.
This video gonna
I
pop.
promise. All we need is his people to repost.
That's
some of his
fine.
people.
Just post it on Facebook.
We get on bar. Somebody repost it. We Gucci. We taking you out.
On who?
Oh,
goddamn.
you wouldn't know because you ain't never DJed there.
I did one time. Nice booked me one time there.
At Umbar?
And so he,
God.
so I had just got done doing Vegas, came back, and he's like, "Yo, you want to do a day party?" And I said, "Where?" And he was like, "Umbar." And I said, "Bro, stop playing." And he's like, "No." He goes, "I need you." He goes, "Come do it." He goes, "I'm gonna give you a shot." And I was like, "All right." And I was like, we worked out the kinks, and I said, "All right, I'll do it." I said, "But after this, we're gonna have to renegotiate." So I did the gig. Nervous as hell. Never played there. I was like, oh my God.
You never played for white people?
In the nighttime?
Let me answer that.
It's not like the nighttime.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't wander far from library.
Different.
They're very active.
He doesn't get much of a wander far from library.
They wake up early.
So you bombed it, right?
No, so that's the thing. He calls me. I did my nighttime gig later on, and then he calls me as I hit the parking lot, and he goes, "Yo," I said, "What?" I said, "What did I do?" He goes, "Nah." He goes, "As much as I want to talk shit," he goes, "I can't." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You killed it." He goes, "They loved you." He goes, "We'll see if we can bring you back." No. I said, "If I killed it, then bring me back."
What's this we'll see shit?
That's kind of sus.
He would have took 50%.
Exactly, and I was like,
He would have took 50% of your check.
He goes, "I really can't talk shit to you." He goes, "There's nothing negative said about you." He goes, "You did a great job," and I was like, "All right, bet, cool, we good."
That's
I said, "Let's end this conversation before you start getting on it."
That's when he took the 20%. Nah.
That's when he sent you his Cash App name.
I said, "You ain't getting nothing from this one."
He just probably slid it in. He's like, "Here my Cash App
I
name."
remember this one time. I know Grip will laugh. It was about last year around this time. He was helping a friend of ours named Renee, who has a studio. And if you tell something to Nice, and he figures that he can make money off of you, best believe he's gonna have a receipt there before you even think about it, or 5 different ones.
Oh yeah.
Invoice
So
on
he
that.
told my boy, he was like, "Yeah, I want to get some sweaters, this and that." He brought fucking 30 receipts with him. Sweater for 25, 100, and 200 sweaters. And guy had no choice. He had to pick. He was like, "Yeah, what you want?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "If you want me to do it, you got to pay right now."
Yeah.
Always on top of his money. I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
he didn't care. You could tell him the idea you had. He already drew the pictures for you. I'm on my way, bro.
Oh
Just
yeah.
make sure you got the money for me.
Man,
Bro, Nice was killing me with them sweater prices.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
bro, man.
I want to talk
But he
about.
But
set
it
his
worked.
price. I mean, that's what
what's crazy.
Yeah.
because he knew what he wanted his brand to be worth, and that's
He told
what we
me
all
65 or 75. I said, "Excuse me."
Yeah, but if you look at it right now,
But it was good quality.
Look at the quality of all the shirts.
Yeah.
And hoodies ain't cheap,
That's
no
what I'm
matter where
saying.
you buy
That's
them.
what I'm saying. That's why I said it worked.
See, I got it early.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drop one.
Yeah.
Drop one. Got it. I was like, I already know.
He got
I was
the
like,
demo.
I
Drop
understand
one.
what's coming. I was like, I got drop one.
Most recent.
Yeah, because like, y'all,
He said, "Can I get
Grip
that out of
probably
box?"
knows, and Grip probably say, Grip's
I
probably
never
seen
bought
me.
one just out of spite.
I think you probably see me all the years.
I just wanted to fuck with him, and I just never would buy one. Not just because I loved him to death, but I just never
It would
wanted to
just
buy
kill him.
one
It
just
would kill him.
because it was gonna fuck with him. Just because I knew it was gonna fuck with him.
At all
So
the-
I would talk shit. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my gear game right. I'm gonna do hoodies too." You know what I mean? We would just go back and forth.
Out of all the years, like I know him, I'm like, "Yo, let me get a sweater." He'd be like, "No, bro, because I'm not gonna make 20 sweaters for you."
Yeah.
And he would come because he wears black shirts, so he would come and just drop off the fucking the press-ons. He goes, "Put them on yourself." Or he would leave the his little badges. He's like, "You got iron, right? Why don't you just iron your black tees with my logo on them?" And I'm just like, Oh, you're an asshole. Bro. Like,
True though.
Yeah, I have like 50 of those badges he gave me. He goes, so you wear black tees? So I said,
But he would tell you how to do stuff yourself. He would never hide the game. He was always, he would act like he would hide it, and then if you would fuck with him, he'd be like, shit, here's how you do it. Like he would tell you. He would never hide the game for you. He's like, yo, I'm getting them on this website, and I'm buying this, and then I'm charging. Like he would show me everything. Like
that was a lot of me and Nice's relationship. Like he was. Like he understood that like I wanted to continue to do things or like push, right? And he was always my go-to. I'm like, what do I do next?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So like then he was one of the. I mean, I've had plenty of guys. Just one of the guys that I would be able to go to. Be like, okay, well, what do I do next? And he'd be like, oh, your Instagram needs to be better or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like then it was always nice to have like a path or a source, because when you're doing something you don't know what to do, you don't know what direction, you don't know whatever. So he was great at streamlining. You know, your career or whatever it is you wanted to do, because he was tapped into so many different things.
Yeah, he was a huge motivator for me. You know, that was what part of, I took it hard because I was like, I felt I lost, like somebody that was going to push me, daily, and plus friendly competition. Anytime you lose somebody that's highly motivated, I mean, like Nice, everybody loses that motivation. For a while, I went through it, man, I don't even want to do this shit. What the fuck is going on? My best friends passing out, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You kind of think, and then you get your shit back together. But he was a huge motivator for me. Like, I always was like trying to get on his ass. He would get on my ass every day. What you got going? Oh, you're doing the shirts. Like I said, I would be like, all right, I'm gonna get my gear together. Same thing with him. And then he started doing shirts, and then everybody started doing shirts. You know what I mean? So when you lose somebody like that, that's also like you don't even think about that type of motivation anymore. You know what I mean? Well, yeah,
that's true.
He was a trendsetter for sure.
Yeah, trendsetter for sure, man.
And also the ability to execute. Right, I mean,
a lot of people talk. He would do it.
Ideas, and everyone has these things, and a lot of them are greats. But one thing Nice did is he was able to execute, whether it be his business with the clubs, right? He was one of the only ones to be able to execute contracts like that.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
And get them to believe in his vision.
Absolutely.
You know how many people I've tried to pitch that to? They're like, get the fuck out of my office, or get the fuck out of my. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget. We in our studio. This is after COVID opening it back up, and I'm like, man, I think I need like a Thursday. I just need like one more gig. He's like, oh, you need a gig? He's like, all right. I didn't ask for it. He just opened up his laptop, flipped it around. He had this whole spreadsheet, bro, of like 8 to 10 bars and 30 DJs that he would. I was like, I'm thinking he's just doing this on the fly. Like, oh, you need a gig here. Take this. Like, bro, this dude had a whole spreadsheet, fam. I'm talking about detailed, and I was like, he goes, pick whatever you want out of there. I mean, that's how it really was. He's like, go through and pick something. And I was like, damn, I kind of looked at him. I was like, you just want me to go and I can pick whatever? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And then that's when I did a few gigs for Bar and stuff like that, putting money in my pocket. You know what I mean? So that type of stuff, like, regardless of if he was taking a percentage or any of that stuff is irrelevant. And it really is business, it's capitalism. Like, that's his mindset was so like, I'm going to help you out, but it ain't going to be for nothing.
Yeah.
And I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I mean? And, of course, it was never like he wouldn't do me favors, of course. It was never like he wasn't doing people favors on the outside.
It's no different than going to another city and going through a promoter.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up.
And that's what some of the DJs
he was that guy
didn't
here for that.
I don't think some of the DJs realize that, like, when you see these big DJs that people glorify, their booking manager gets a percentage. So when you gonna tell them, oh no, he's keeping you relevant, and not say like my man, he's
go
up
try
there
to get high.
But a lot of these DJs are still working because of him.
Go to a booking agency. You think all them Vegas DJs don't get a chunk took out of that shit?
It takes a nice piece of change every time they book somebody.
Come on now, this is business. I mean, I know we all feel a certain way because we're supposed to be homies. Why am I paying you?
Yeah.
Because we're homies, but it's like they don't work like that.
And it's always when you talk to him, no matter if you're like trying to figure something out or learn something, you're always gonna get something of peace of mind when he tells you. Because he always tells me two things. He goes, "What are you?" I go, "I'm a DJ." He goes, "No." He goes, "You're a DJ, you're a party person, and you're a promoter." He goes, "When you go to these venues, you ask them what services you want. You want me to DJ or you want me to promote?" Because the pay is different.
I hate that.
And I remember,
a lot of people don't understand that.
I love Echo to death, but when my man Nice was in library on a Monday, he used to get $500.
Yeah.
And nobody was getting that bar.
Nobody. And I thought he was lying. I was like,
I used to see his checks.
I was like, bro, you're full of shit. He's like, nah.
That's wild.
I told him that's what I wanted.
And it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday he did.
Yeah.
And then Thursday he would do rooftop, and then he would just rotate to West. And I'm like, bro, I said, for DJing, I said, what about promoting? He goes, oh, if I got to bring people, I need a couple more dollars than that. So it's always, you always learn something key from him.
Yeah.
My famous thing that I use in the strip club was, he goes, how much you charge for a song request? I said, usually 20. He goes, no. I said, how much? He goes, 100. I go, why? He goes, because a motherfucker's going to turn around and go, yo, I got 60. It's better than that 20, right? Mm-hmm. So I always tell people, oh, bro, I only got 50. It's better than that 20.
Yeah.
Always a hustle mindset.
Nah, facts. Capitalist. He was a capital.
I mean, he definitely put me on that. He put me on the $100 request thing. That was, and since then,
like a $5 request.
At a venue like where y'all are at,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because y'all are so oriented. If somebody comes in and requests something off the wall, fuck yeah, $100. I can get away with a little bit more on my gigs because they're more laid back.
For $100.
Yeah.
I think too, like working in the strip club is like you can play whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm definitely charging 50 to 100 because if I see you go throw $100, $200 and you only tip me 20, I'm pissed.
That's the way he explained it to me. He explained it to me. He's like, bro, they're gonna walk up to you and try to give you $20, $10, whatever, and then walk around and buy
or go buy a bottle or something, or go buy drinks. Yeah,
four or five bottles at $500-$600.
Nah, hell no.
He's like, bro, like he's got it on him.
Oh, he treated the bottle.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing, and I got a story to tell. He didn't give a man. You could be rich. It didn't matter. He treated you like you was his equal, and no, I mean, like he didn't, suck nobody, whatever. But there was a story he told me. He was at Umbar on West, and this dude behind him was being a dick and acting all like he was big baller and shit. Fucking popped like 2-3 bottles, sprayed that shit, and that shit got all over his fucking equipment.
Oh, I remember that.
I know that story too. Yeah.
And I mean, music stopped, and and he's telling me the story, but I'm in my head, I'm watching, I'm seeing him do it. So he cuts the music off, and he looks around, and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Shuts his laptop. He's like, "My shit's broke. It's broke. Look, shit won't even turn on." He's got it like on sleep. Shit won't even turn on, bro. What the fuck, man? And he got his number, and he told him. Then he went to Apple, got all these receipts and all this shit done. Sent it to the dude. The dude, I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but man, the dude paid him like $2,000 for the damn equipment. And I go, nice. Was it really broke? He's like, nah, it wasn't. It wasn't even broke, man. That's just like,
I'm doing that next time.
He just was such a hustler.
Piece of ice comes my way.
I mean, it did fuck his shit up a little bit, but I think he. Again, it was because the dude was a dick. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was doing it to a good person.
I was gonna say, I've been around a lot of bottle service. Some guys need to learn a lesson.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Facts.
The way some people will treat this staff, and I'm not gonna say the DJs really get treated that way, but like. You see these dudes and they're disrespecting the.
You know better not. Yeah, that dudes be acting like that crazy out there. I don't know how I would react.
I'm not saying it's a ton, but it does happen in the club. It does
I bet.
sometimes. People just, whether the liquor takes over or whatever it is, whatever excuse
Capri Sun takes over.
Because Capri Suns are too heavy. I don't know.
But y'all got them sections so close to the DJ booth. Which is cool because it helps, but I mean, I bet y'all deal with a lot of shit at Greenlight.
That's funny what y'all said about that because y'all heard about what happened when he was at Umbar. Like it was like a month before, like he passed. Some chick spilled a whole drink on his 1,000, and he pulled the Cash App on deck, and she paid it right there.
Yeah,
on the spot.
Yeah, he did tell me that story, and that really did fuck up that one.
Yeah, no, it did. His shit was done. Like he was like, yeah, and then he didn't even say anything. He just. Cash App, pay me right now. You're not leaving T, pay me. Like,
yeah.
That shit was funny as fuck. I want to hear Echo hear some stories. You go quiet over there. Come on, Mr. Superstar, let me hear some stories.
I mean,
what was nice to you? Because I remember you when like, because I remember I called you and I called you like a couple days after, and I remember you were saying that y'all would talk every day on the phone.
We talk every night,
every single day. Yeah,
that was like his stepfather. Nice used to call me. I didn't even know who Echo was. He goes, man, this fucking kid, all he does is drink. All he fucking does is drink. And I'm like, and I'm like,
I used to see, Sundays,
you gotta shed that image.
So like the whole thing is not to cut you off, but like Grip knows and shit. I was never a 6G DJ. Like I DJ some of the spots, but I was just always in the strip clubs. And I didn't know who these DJs were. Yeah. So Grip Nice would be in my house with my girl, talking to my girl. And I'm like, bro, just fire him. He goes, no, bro, he got a family and shit. Since I started drinking. And I didn't know that at the time, you know what I mean? So Nice would be like, bro, I just talked to him like 3 times already about it. I don't know what to do. Then he like, we should get it. So that's always that was his step the whole time. Like,
he'd be on me heavy, dog. Why are you so drunk? No. Your image is like
I'll
this.
Give it to him, man. I do. Yeah, he stopped drinking. Nice stopped drinking, and I'll give it to him. He had, bro. Look, we work in an industry where it's very hard for self-control. Let's all admit.
You out there 5 days a week. A lot of people try to look at us and say, like, not to cut you off.
Sorry, I was just saying he would not drink. Like, once he decided, he would do it only like on his birthday or like, New Year's or something. But yeah, he was super self-controlled. You know what I mean? Crazy.
It's hard to not drink out there. Like, you're out there 5, 6, 7 days a week, depending who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You got, the way I always looked at it was, some random person showing you love, they're gonna buy you a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their bank account's like. They could be using their last $20 of the week, and they're buying you a $10 shot. You know what I'm saying? Good job. And it's like, I don't want to say no. They already bought it, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I've learned to
that's
slow
something
down
we've
a lot,
all
though.
dealt with,
Yeah.
It's hard because, you got people, like you said, you want to be social, because that's how you build your following. That's how you build people to keep coming back. I mean, some people be like, oh, I try to buy him a shot. He don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? So it's a tough industry, but somebody
being
like
nice didn't talk for like 2 years.
Yeah, I remember you said that on your famous
drop
episode.
the flex bomb.
We didn't talk because back in the day, I was working he would have me fill in for him at Townhouse. This is in Warehouse District.
Yeah.
So this is before West, before Rainy. I think, weren't you in Warehouse District too?
Buka probably, or
Buka,
Sweet
Madison?
101 a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Madison, because OG
No,
was
Liquid
at
Lounge.
Madison.
Liquid Lounge was on West.
2 the Q was doing Hudson. Weren't you? You weren't over there?
Did you ever hit that block? Warehouse? Nah, that was probably before 2014, 15.
I think you started right when they were ending.
Yeah,
like that block.
kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I went to Warehouse. I went to Warehouse for like 2 years before it died, and then it was no more. And then I was at the start of West 6th Street, like when West was popping. I moved from Warehouse because I couldn't get into Warehouse shit. Like I didn't know anyone. It was like, I'm talking like my first 6 months to a year in the city whenever that was all going on. And so I didn't know anybody, and I wasn't plugged in yet, you know what I mean?
So Nice was at Townhouse.
Sponsored this candy.
And
Can we eat some of that shit?
yeah, go ahead.
We're going to talk about that candy later, but I'm not
I'm
gonna
straight.
talk shit too much. All right.
I can't be eating this unhealthy shit.
Yo,
Nice.
Stole in the trash.
Yo, my chick looked at in the refrigerator and it was in the other packages.
That was a bag.
She was like, "Where did you get these edibles?" I was like,
Yo, they
I was like,
Nah,
throw that shit away.
he gave me that shit at Rooftop, and I was like, am I finna feel some shit after this? Like, this shit is interesting.
We should do a collab.
I'm down.
Sleepy Echo Edibles.
Bro, I told him put some pre-workout in that shit. Like, make it interesting. The Sleepies,
Look how he
why.
thinks. He said put some pre-workout.
Pre-workout.
In there. Let's put some
Pre-workout
let's put some
and
methamphetamines in it.
little Adderall in there.
Shrooms.
Oh, so back to it. So
Okay, so let's hear it. You and Nice beef for 2 years. You lucky
Nice
you didn't
was
whoop
at
your ass.
Townhouse, and he would call me to fill in. He's like, "Hey, can you come and fill in for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." And it was Saturday nights.
Yeah.
So I did it for like 3-4 weeks in a row. And the manager comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, do you want Saturday nights?" And I said, "No, they're Nice's." I said, "I'm just here to fill in." She goes, "No, fuck him. Do you want the night or not? Like, I need an answer." And I was like, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucked
I
up. That's where
I
you
was a
fucked up.
nobody like at that time. So I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." So I called Nice right afterwards. I was like, "Hey, bro, just a heads up. They offered me Saturday nights because they said you weren't showing up. I told them it was your night. I didn't really want to take it."
Yeah.
I said, "But she put me on the spot." And I said, "Yeah." "What the fuck? You took my night?" No.
Hell no.
He was like, "Bro, you're a dick." No, they just went off on me, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, it was nothing personal." Like I said, I didn't know what to say.
You're
like,
an undercutter.
You were his ops.
I didn't even know what to do. So after that, we didn't talk for like 2 years, and then he finally approached me, and we just started talking like nothing happened.
What year was this?
Fuck.
That had been 2012 probably. Something like probably pre-2014, probably 2015.
Yeah. NYCE was doing a Republic Live for a lot too, right? You and NYCE were throwing shows?
Yeah, I think NYCE was there. Because, early on when he first got into town, he was doing that. Hudson, I think he was doing some nights at Hudson every now and then. He touched a little bit on Warehouse, for sure.
He was doing Haven.
That's right.
He was doing Haven with Blitz.
Yep, that's what I remember.
He was doing Haven. Them two were like neck and neck.
Yeah.
They would go back and forth.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so as we talk about those years, that's whenever I met NYCE, or when I found NYCE, because I had just gotten to the city, right? So 2010 is when I got here from Waco.
When did you start at Chupa? That was probably a little while after. Yeah,
I'd already done Moose and Toulouse for years.
Because I
Waco in the house.
That's when I first met you. Was at Chupa.
Yeah. So I went to some after hours, and it was a strip club, and I don't know what it was, but it was like, Cheetahs? Is that a place?
Oh, not in Austin. Cheetahs?
Okay, no, never mind then. I don't know. But, okay, this place had a mezzanine, and you could look down into the club, and he was on stage.
That was Mansion.
Mansion? Okay.
That's what I said. The story I told earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheetahs? There was a Jaguar. Wasn't there a Jaguar?
That was Jaguars. It was called Jaguar. Mansion changed to Jaguars briefly, but it was a few different
Jaguars.
names.
Okay, that's what. Okay, it was Jaguars then. When
that was when RCI bought it, or Jaguars bought it, not RCI.
Okay, so Jaguars was, like I said, I'm just getting to the city, trying to meet people. I've got a couple connects like Little J and Ken, right? But I'm still, we're talking year 1, year 2, maybe.
I was at AG's at that time, I think, or around that time. AG's.
So I didn't really know anybody, and so I kept exploring, right, and going out after hours, and whenever at this spot I walked in, I remember I was by myself, like I just wanted to continue to explore, right? It was so early in my years here, and NYCE was playing, and he dropped No Hands.
Yep.
Right before it exploded, and I just remember thinking the sample of "Listen to this track," you know what I mean, and then it just went off, and I remember looking over the mezzanine, and it's NYCE DJing. And again, I didn't know who he was. We ended up, I didn't meet him that night. We ended up, just down. I forget exactly how we.
Yeah, that's kind of when I seen him play. Yeah,
but that was
it was in that same venue.
I
think he was doing like a regular gig there weekly because he was there a lot. Yeah. And then he was there with me doing those epic scene parties. That's when I first kind of just finding out who he was. And then we honestly didn't, like I said, he was doing his thing, we would chop it up, but we got really close for like 2017, 2018, something like that. And then we started, really getting cool.
That was my first experience of hearing NYCE, and that was a good one because I remember thinking, I was like, fuck, this is badass, right? I remember finally thinking, like, man, I'm in the city now. Like, this is a place where, like, I can really learn to expand, and there's DJs like this that are already here, that are already doing it, that already sound fucking badass. So it's like, so it was super cool to get that exposure, and for NYCE to be the one to, like, again, you talk about how progressive he always was, right? So when you run into him, it was better than what you were doing. It was newer than what you were doing. So it was so intriguing in that way, and I think that's why everyone was kind of drawn to NYCE.
Yeah, I was always amazed how he maintained so many relationships with different bar owners and companies, and I'm sure he rubbed some the wrong way, but how he maintained all these gigs that he was getting people. Bro, I could barely maintain my own schedule. Like, this dude was literally maintaining 30 other DJ schedules sometimes. Like, man, that's just
on top of
crazy.
DJing, like, what, 20-hour sets?
God.
Marathon boy.
What
was up with that? Why was he so, like...
Does he love money?
Nah, he always told me that besides the money too, that he was very anal about certain things.
Oh yeah.
And if something bothered him, he would have to take action right there on the spot. And there'd be times he'd be at my house on Sunday, and they'll text him from Omar, "Hey, the DJ played a fucking random record."
He would say that all the time.
He's on his way to the club, like, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing?
He
know what I'm saying?
He told me what
So it'd just be random shit. So then I'll call him on, like, because I used to always talk to him every Saturday night when I was going home, just to talk about how my night was and shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I got to be at Umbar by 1. So I'm like, how long are you working for? He goes, oh, I'm just doing from 1 to 1.
You said that's so normal.
1 to 1.
Like, what?
gonna drop a half a day set.
I mean,
That's a 12.
I didn't know he was doing that.
Bro, and
I
that's
know he was doing like 6 to 2.
Nah, bro,
Sundays,
he was doing marathons.
he was
Like,
doing
he was
marathons.
tripping,
Yeah.
bro.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, like the earliest he said he'd get out probably be like 3:30, 12.
Well, I knew for as good as gold, if I needed to find nice, I would pull up to Unbar. 9 times out of 10, he's there.
Bro, I'm the reason. Well, one of the reasons they were like they have more DJs on Sunday because I kept telling him, I was like, you know, you tired, right? I was like, come on, bro, your feet hurt. Like, let me hop in because I'm just trying to make money too. And he's like, yeah, you right. I'm kind of tired. All right, fuck it. You can get 2 to 6. Come in early, and I'd hop in early on him, and that's when they started doing more. Like,
I will say
DJs.
one thing about Unbar that I remember, and he was really going through it and struggling with a decision to make because of the heat they were under, because of whatever the owners and you know stuff was getting printed about the company, and he was really confiding in me and asking me what he should do, whether he should have stayed with the company, whether he should move around. And, you know, I kind of was concerned for him because, you know, again, that was his main gig. That was his way of life, his living. And he was getting messages from people telling him he should be quitting. Why is he working there?
Yeah.
Why I'm not going to support you. Like, and me and him had long talks about it. You know, I told him, I said, man, you know, you need to do what you need to do for yourself. You know what I mean? Because those guys, at the end of the day, they're gonna move on. If you leave, they're just gonna get another DJ, bro. Just hold your ground, do what you gotta do, and represent yourself. What that company's gonna represent, or what they say that is going on, let the people talk. You know what I mean? And I think he took that to heart. So that was one thing about that situation that I remember he was really kind of concerned with. But yeah, it turned out good for him, you know. So I think he put that place on the map, regardless. And the only reason I say that is because this place is making hand over fist, and it's number 1 in sales typically in Austin or Texas or whatever. And I mean, that dude
he was the
put
face
that
of
company
that company
on the map, bro.
He was.
I'd never even stepped in that place until that man was there.
And one thing I can say about Nice, like he always took care of him. And like
sure.
when our brother left us, just to see a bar take care of the family and no janky shit. Like
they did right. Rob,
when Brandon came up to us, like, you know, people have a persona of him, but he was the most genuine person. Call me after this if you guys need anything for the family. And I when he said to us, it was like real shock. He goes, "This is my bar, but I can never walk in here and feel the same that Nice will ever play here again."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's real.
this is coming from a guy that, you know, like, that man made you your millions. They came to see him. He's the main event, you know what I mean? And for an owner to really realize that, like, and we're all DJs, not be arrogant, but a lot of DJs say
got
can't
gigs
fill that
elsewhere.
position.
He could have got gigs
hard.
elsewhere, and he stayed loyal. You know what I mean? He could have got a lot of offers from other, you know, situations, and he was giving them to us. You know what I mean? And that's what's crazy. He just still held firm on his beliefs and where he was comfortable, because he was so comfortable on board. When I tell you, that dude, it's like home court advantage. That dude would go the fuck off. He was a different beast at Unbar than anywhere else I've seen him DJ.
Facts.
Unbar,
Facts.
man, that dude would take you through a time machine, bro. And
yeah.
and he would do it in a way where you were just lost, like, in the music. And that's what made him such a great DJ. And that venue was so him, and it was like they went hand in hand, and that was what the lasting memory I want to Unbar. That's why I don't like going a lot of times. But, you know, it's tough, man. Yeah, him not being there for sure. Not just at Unbar, but in this world, for sure. We all miss him, you know what I mean?
I still remember my first few times playing after he died. That shit was just weird. I made sure to play like his music. I was wearing his shirt for like months after that. It just didn't feel the same.
Yeah,
this is the dude. I mean, all y'all are definitely like a little older than me. You know, I mean, y'all still good looking. It's okay.
Chill out, man.
Reckshop's like 60.
I mean, shit. Now you like 45. Shit, 2 feet tall.
Man, I'm flirting with 40, so y'all chill
We're
out.
going to main events now. We're going on the cars.
Hey, yo, fight. But nah, like I'm definitely one of like, I would say like the last generation he put on. Like the last few DJs, one of, and there's definitely more than me. You know, I can name like Shy, all these different people. Shit, you know, girl. Hey, I didn't get fired.
I got the call back.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't get fired. He just didn't get called back.
Oh, true. Hey, when he said I did good, I was on the schedule next day. What's good?
Oh Lord.
Nah. Hey, give me some damn candy. I'm hungry. Matter of fact.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, whenever I played umpire, he called us back.
He called me right back. Yeah. Speak that shit. Nah, it was very weird at the end. Like the last few times I was like right after he passed, it was not the same. I still remember walking up because I would always go in there just to say what's up to him. I mean, he was like how he kind of treats me. He was pretty much the same. Like, I mean, Nice was that dude I would like always ask. He was always putting me on. He was always. Well, I remember a couple times he would be like, "What's your worth?" You know, he'd say that shit to me all the time. He's like, "What's your worth? What's your money at? Like, yo, what's your rate? Like, tell them straight up, like, how much you know you're worth and all this stuff." And yeah, it was crazy. It was just rough seeing it not be like that. And I've definitely seen like, not the downfall, but it's not the same over there.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, and I think that everybody understands that. You know, but they're gonna still keep on trugging along, and the world keeps pushing. You know, we keep pushing in his memory for sure. And I took a lot from this guy. I took a lot from all y'all, as far as influence and music and learning from y'all. He was one of them, man. I learned so much about format and how to format your playlists and your sets correctly. I learned a lot from Reckshop, how to format, open up,
gears. It's all about
different.
Gears.
Yeah, different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a gear guy. I mean, just I think Austin in the last 10 to 15 years has some of the best DJs in the country, in my opinion. I've traveled a lot and I've listened to a lot of DJs, and I feel like Austin has some of the best DJs in the country for sure. I
mean, he stemmed a lot of that open creativity, and then also what like. At least for me, right? Because I'm also open format. I play similar styles to what Nice would like to play.
For sure.
And having an example in your city that you could always hit up or just go see, right? To get inspiration from. Like Nice could do both. Nice could inspire you while he was playing, or he could put some game on you on a phone call. You know what I mean? So it was so you know, to be that for the city, it just spread, right? Because once he gives you knowledge, then you pass it on to someone else. And that was nice. Nice with a lot of that.
He was a visionary. I mean, Bee's Knees, I seen this fool come in there and he's playing on a, you know, like an old grandma TV couch, this place. And he was this is obviously towards the end, but he was in there playing like, bro, stuff my dad would listen to. And it was a vibe, bro. And I'm like, damn, this dude's range is just, and he just did it so nonchalant. Like it wasn't even an effort. It was effortless. And these people were cashing him out, paying him out.
Chances. He play off the wall shit.
I mean, it was like effortless for him. And then if he wanted to, I don't want to do this gig no more. And he'd walk away, and then I would never go back to that bar.
And going back to that,
if he left, I left. I wouldn't go back.
He gave that gig to Misco, and that was like, I remember
that's Misco's favorite gig now.
Yeah, that was what I'm saying. Like the day, like I remember after the memorial, we were at play, and he was just telling me that, and I was like, yeah, that's crazy. See,
yeah.
Just put him on there. Like he put everybody on everywhere in the city.
Well, I'll elaborate on that. One thing I know for a fact that Nice was so good at was he would put you in rotation, you know, at the spots or whatever, and then he would analyze, right? How are you doing? How much do you like it? How good are you at this gig?
Yeah.
And then he would do that with all DJs across the city, and he would find out what DJs are good at what DJs thrive in what environment, right? And then he'd grab that DJ and put him at a club that needed that, and that's one of Nice's like one of my favorite traits about Nice is his ability to analyze a DJ and then put him in the right spot.
I just thought of a story, perfect example. Somebody fucked up one of his gigs, bro, and he was so pissed one day. He's like, "This motherfucker played Neon Moon." He was so mad, bro. I was like, hey, what? I don't want to say no names, but if they're listening, they know who they are.
It was probably me.
No, they're not in this room for sure. But it wasn't the fact that, I mean, that's a great song, who cares, but he just played it at the wrong venue and he was so pissed, bro. It just goes to your point how he was on top of his schedule, who was where, are you fucking up, if you're fucking up, you know what I mean, like it was crazy how you do it.
But I'm just saying, he understood the vision for that bar wanted a certain vibe, right? And he could locate a DJ that could bring you that vibe.
Perfect. I mean, he was ahead of the game, bro.
He used to say that shit at Umbar all the time too. I pull up, you'd be like, man, this motherfucker's playing this, motherfucker doing this, motherfucker like, oh, non-stop. I was like, this man talks more shit than anybody I've ever met in my life.
He's up there talking shit right now.
I love it.
Yo, bro. Y'all remember when he bought his Rolex?
Oh gosh, yes.
I think I was
heard
wrong
about
for this
shit
one.
We were,
for days.
Like I said, every Saturday I would talk to him driving home. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Because we would FaceTime each other. And like, you know, when you, before the update, the screen, when you go off, it would just put you on pause.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm on Amazon. I'm buying this watch wheel. I'm like, what is a watch wheel? It's a fucking wheel. You put the watch on and it goes around. I go, why? He goes, well, you don't have a Rolex, right? So I just want to watch my Rolex spin around. I'm just like, yo, bro.
I'll go fuck myself.
He goes, I didn't mean like that. So I know you can buy one, but he goes, you don't have this though. It's like, yo, scumbag. So I would ask him, so when I would call him, if I knew he liked to play FIFA. Yeah. And if you ever look, his Rolex was right there, always spinning. Every time. And he goes, you ain't got this though. I used to hate that.
Bro, he was saying that shit. I remember that. He had that fucking little Apple Watch fucking shit, and he'd just be like, hey, you ain't got that? Damn, that sucks.
I remember he told me about that, and he was like, he said some outrageous number, like $400 or $500.
Oh, the bands with the
band. And I said, bro, I said, like, how much? He goes, and then he sends me a video. Elections got one, and I was like, I go on Amazon. I said, bro, I sent him a screenshot. I said, it's $45 on Amazon. It's not the same one, bro. That's a cheap one. I said, no, it's metal. It's got screws. It's the same one.
Bro, sometimes his prices were outrageous. Bro, let me tell you the story, fam. So he's a hustler. He gets what did he do? He got a handicap sign, because people sell those things.
Oh, yeah, he was selling them.
He was selling them or whatever he was doing. I don't know. I guess he was giving. So my other homeboy hooked him up with one.
I actually got hooked up with one once.
For real?
Yeah, he posted me too.
So he sold one he gave one to my
$800.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't have one.
He tried to charge me. What did he try to charge you?
I remember what you said.
No, but I tore my ACL. No, he didn't charge me. But he had them.
He tried to charge me like $600, fam.
See, that's where I got mine from.
He didn't mind.
I'm one of his best friends, and I talk to him every day. He tried to charge me $600. I said, and he goes, all right, just throw me a couple hundred. I was like, damn,
don't feel bad that. So y'all know he's the godfather of my son. And my last house, the one I had where we had the reception and stuff, you see how big that house was. Like my wife takes care of a 2-year-old. She can't fucking clean the house every fucking day.
Yeah.
So I'm telling him, he's like, yeah, man, like my mom can come over here and clean your house just like $600. I'm like, dogs, I pay my clean lady $200. He's like, but yeah, like I'm just saying. And I'm like,
this is $600.
I'm like, yo, nah, I'm good but you making money though, you can buy a Rolex too. And I'm just like, always with the Rolex, he always teases me about that shit. I'm like,
he would come with some wild ass prices.
Some wild prices, bro.
True.
I'll tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
He tried to sell my edibles.
He tried to sell your edibles?
He did. I was sitting there right with him.
He successfully
did.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I bought some of them.
So he was like, yo, I got these edibles.
No try involved. He executed.
Low key, I already knew where they were coming from.
Yeah.
Before he even thought I knew it, he's like, bro, I got all these flavors. I said, bro, those are Sleepies. He goes, how you know? I said, bro, I was gonna get them before I even knew you had them.
He was putting his name on it.
Exactly.
He was putting he had his own fucking stamp on it.
He just took the sticker off.
Yeah, he just took the sticker off.
Bro, he was just
put his own sticker on there.
I forgot about those. I miss those things, low key.
I still got it.
Man, facts. I do too. I was eating them things by the dozens.
But like work ethic, like you could say, the pandemic, your man was sitting up every week in that double studio doing a 2-hour session working, DJing. Because remember, I would call him and I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Oh, you trying to get
Bruce
DJs
stop by for a few minutes, but he would work, I think, like, 10 to 5 or something.
He was up there all day. Of course, I live over there, so I would go over there and we just talk all day, bro. We'd just be up there by ourselves. Or he would be on Twitch, because this is during COVID. So he just up there twitching all day, DJing, and then he would be in the studio. Man, this dude was just always doing something with music or always doing the hustling. He couldn't sit still. I mean, I'm similar and we're all kind of like that way, but I mean, Nice was just wired different, bro. He was just, and then, you know, he's just like, yeah, I'm going to leave Dub. And, you know, we're opening back up. And, you know, so he was just very resourceful in a good way. Some people take that as a bad way. But he was just very resourceful, just always hustling, bro. And then, you know, it just motivated me to do a lot of shit, you know what I mean, my own career.
True, genuine friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody asks, well, he'll give you the shirt off his back.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, when my baby mama was breastfeeding and Junior wasn't taking the milk, I'm probably gonna cry, but he came over and he's like, you need anything?
Yeah.
Nobody would do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, he'd go the extra mile,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. And if you fucked him over, he always forgave you and let's try to build up. But if you fucked him over in a way, he wouldn't forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
He always give you second chances and always tell people, do better.
Mm-hmm.
He'll criticize the shit out of you, but then you realize, look at it now, you appreciate it. You know what I mean? And he's just always been a genuine friend since we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell him to this day, bro, like, never repay you for anything you done for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody asks me, yo, why you never got a gift from when you moved out here? Because at the end of the day, I fell out of love with music. And then when I linked up with Grip, I just got back into it. And I was like, the strip club scene is where I belong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I stood there ever since, because Grip showed me how things got along. And I stood there, but I was always telling me, bro, you can do whatever you want in the city. You just know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned from him. Like, yo, stop being so hostile, stop being so this and that, stop being so close-minded.
He chilled out, you know, towards the end. He was letting a lot of shit go, you know. And I you know, we had conversations
I'm
about.
laughing because he would call me and be like,
Yeah.
so-and-so's taking it like this. I said, bro, to your New York way. Like,
Man, I
you
just had to walk him back off the ledge because he was about to go off on somebody, and I have to walk because he would call me. He's like, Grip, what should I do? These motherfuckers is fucking up, Grip. I can't. And I'm like, yo, who saw, bro? Like, I have to talk him out of it. He's like, all right, Grip.
I still remember one time I pulled up the Umbar and I left Umbar. It was like it was when we transferred over and he was popping on. And he texted me right quick. He's like, hey, yo, come back. And I come back, and I'm like, what's good? And he's like, yo, this motherfucker hit me. Yo, I'm dead ass. This motherfucker just, some dude popped up to him because this is when Drake's,
hold on. Spinner, somebody hit Spinner too over there. No, somebody hit Spinner over there too, or
Spinner,
he hit somebody.
Spinner gets hit every day. He deserves it.
I think either Spinner hit somebody or...
That's because they get there at noon.
That's what I'm saying. So somebody hit Nice. I didn't know that
okay,
story.
so I was like, what the fuck?
Capri Suns the night before.
She's calm down.
Yeah.
But anyways, so like I pull up and I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then next thing you know, he's like, yo, this dude was like, hey, yo, play Sticky. And he was like, all right, I'll get to it. And then I guess like 5 minutes later, he's like, yo, play Sticky. And then he was just like, boom, just knocked him.
Let me stick you.
Yo, he's like,
Calling you for backup?
Yeah, and he was like, yo, get over here.
What's Keno gonna do?
Boy,
Bench pressing?
Hey.
Bench press.
Grab his ass, squat him and shit, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I seen your workout videos, G.
Hey, we be getting it. But then I was like, where he at? And then I found him. I took a picture of the dude. He's like, is this him? And he's like,
I found him.
He's like, hey, I got proof, motherfucker.
Keno looks like a hugger. Like,
Nice had a story every time I would go visit him. Anywhere he was DJing, he had a story for something. I would go to Umbar and he would have a story about something that just happened, or bro, he was it was just like pure entertainment. That's why I loved going to Umbar to see a DJ, because it was, as soon as you walked in, I felt better because I knew he was going to tell me some crazy story or tell me about something he's dealing with, because he always had something going on. He'd be like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't put his business. He'd be like, yeah, I'm hollering at these bitches. He'd show me all the girls he was hollering at and all these. Bro, it was always just something, bro. And it was just a hoot, bro. That dude was a hoot, fam, for real.
Yeah, man.
That dude was a hoot.
I got one little story too, and then y'all can tell your last stories. I remember it was the same thing. He hit me up. He was like, "Hey, yo, come back," and I was like, "All right, what's good?" He's like, "Bro, my stomach hurt," and he was just feeling sick. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I look back, and he's like, hey, yeah, but I got this for you. And it was one of them giant fucking, you know what I'm talking about? The drinks at Umbar, the giant martini glasses and shit. Yeah. And he's like, hey, yeah, I mean, you know, if it's cool, I got you this shit. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm just like DJing. Next thing you know, we're throwing a whole fucking party. He just dipped. He's all sending me. He's like, yeah, bro, I got a fever. I'm sick. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, yeah, he just ate something bad or something.
Yeah.
But
you had to take over or what?
Yeah, it was just genuine because I wasn't expecting to, you know, be like, I mean, I got fucked up that night. But it was just a genuine thing. That's why, yeah, that was cool. But y'all go tell.
That's crazy, man.
I'll tell one more story and then we're going to wrap this up because we do have a little event with every
Yes,
DJ.
sir.
Most DJs in Austin, the main event.
They already pulling up.
They already there. I remember.
I do remember once, playing for NYCE at Umbar, and I'm doing a lot of open format stuff. I'm comfortable with it. I remember anytime my shit wasn't like on point, he just it walked up and like I would have done that better. I wouldn't have missed that drop. You know what I mean? He's like, always just kept it 100. He's like you're supposed to be. He's like, I book you on the good nights. He's like, I don't need you. You know what I mean? So it's like it was always nice to know that at least someone was listening, keeping you honest. You know what I mean?
Headline, Mr. Vegas.
Man, I'll say this.
Not hourly.
I'll say this, and I think this is probably my most validating moment with NYCE was we was in the studio. This is during COVID, and we were really trying to just stay busy. We were working, trying to learn how to produce. He was trying to learn this when he started putting out his original tracks. Mm-hmm. And I remember this artist came into the studio, and he would just watch me, and I'm still trying to learn how to produce, and still, but I got the machine, and I'm over there banging this beat out, and he's just over there watching me. And then the artist goes in there, he straight up live does a song on my beat, and this is kind of new to me too. I was like, damn, this is kind of going hard. And I'll never forget, like, he looked at me, he's like, yo, he said, what you just did right there, he's like, that's badass, bro. And it just made me feel good as a person, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, damn, this dude, he like really appreciated, what I was doing, and saw my vision and what I was doing. He just looked at me, he was like, man, what you just did right there, bro, that's badass. And for somebody like that to give me that praise, I was like, damn, appreciate you, you know what I mean? So, that was just him, you know what I mean? That was my most validating moment with him, and it was towards the end. It was, during COVID, and we were getting really close, and it sucks, man, you know what I mean, that him being gone. So,
y'all remember when he said he had a manager, it was him.
Oh, yeah,
he made a whole Instagram.
Yeah.
I've thought about taking that idea from him for years.
Yeah.
Years I've been thinking about doing that.
Bro, I got on his ass so bad. I was like, yo, this is you. He goes, what do you mean? I said, this is you. Don't give me no other phone number to call.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I'll tell you this.
NYCE, that didn't surprise me at all. I think I remember him
He
doing
always
that.
did shit like that, where it was like...
I remember we were like 21, 22 years old. This was like the era of like, you remember when the big jewelry was coming out? Like Jesus chains. This man went and bought a fucking chain this big.
No shit.
Like the size of a plate. Because there was a DJ in New York named Alex Sensation who had a piece like this, it was a circle, but it was a turntable. So NYCE got his whole name like this.
What the fuck?
In diamonds.
I remember that. I seen the pictures.
Yo,
of
what is that? That's funny.
That's probably in his pop's house in Long Island.
Yeah.
But the chain was like that. And it was at that time when my chain hang low like that.
Yeah, them top chains.
I was just like, holy shit. I said, bro, what are you going to do with this shit? Yeah. Stout, bro. I'm iced out. I'm just like, the chain was just like the size of a plate. God. I'll show you when we get up there, I have a picture of it. Yeah. And that was the crazy shit I looked at him. And then every time he went to a gig, he had his big ass boat with him. He went through like so many phases in life. I remember the growing up Gotti phase when he had a blowout with his fucking eyebrows all perfect, and your man was GTL tanning like, bro, he was tanning like a motherfucker. He thought he was a Guido.
That boy had to get the
remember that Cheeto picture?
Forever.
Bro, I know you got hella pictures of NYCE on all these.
Bro, I got shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, see these.
I'm gonna tell you a real quick funny story. NYCE's cousins, Henry and Tone, cousin Tone. At this time, there's a big gap difference between me and NYCE's brothers. Mm-hmm. There's like a 10-year gap difference. So when we went out, we never went with him. We went with his cousins. Yeah. His cousins were in that era of the Wolf of the Wall Street shit. Mm-hmm. And one day they kidnapped us. Not kidnapped us, but they took us from the club. Yeah. He had a private limousine. He had a mini mansion. Mind you, we were young. We were 21. We didn't know nothing. Yeah. These niggas had ordered prostitutes and had all this cocaine on the table. Oh my God. At a mini mansion. Me and NYCE are just sitting there like this. What the fuck is this? The NYCE goes, yeah, those are my cousins that are the promoters of the party we would DJ every Saturday called Casino. And they would just pack it out. They would bring different artists. Like, this was like when like the Instagram started shit coming out, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And at that era, it wasn't as big. Yeah. No one really cared about it because it was like the phasing of ending of MySpace, going to Facebook, Instagram stuff. And at that time, we were just sitting there. We were looking at each other like this, like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So NYCE always had crazy shit going on, like since we were younger. Like, and to this day, when he came out here, after he caught his little cases, DWIs out here, I think that's what just calmed him down.
Yeah.
Because when I would like come to my house when we had like functions, you want to drink? He'd be like, nope, nope. And every time he come to my house, he was always a vegan.
Yeah.
And then when my dad would start cooking, like, because he brought these vegan baddies one day, the was it plain bag, plant based?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law looked at me and was like, "What are you, a lesbian?" I was like, because one thing about NYCE, he was always on this. If you ever notice NYCE, he never drank soda. He always drink water.
Yeah.
And he's always, you gotta get your healthy shit. Like, that's why I told you I've been starting to go to the gym because of him.
Cocoa water.
Still fuck up with your boss ass shit, bro.
No, Dice would have cocoa water with him.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
Hey,
Dead ass.
I ain't never noticed.
I always seen him with water.
I just see him with water. Yeah.
He'd always had cocoa water.
That man was always
That Cocoa Vita or whatever it is.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did have that. Yeah, I remember that.
I think it was just, the one thing I can never always see NYCE and I always picture to this day, and I'm looking at Chisty because I'm thinking about him.
Bro,
he always had dunks.
Always had the little
pandas.
Mm-hmm.
And then he always had like his little hoochie shorts on when he come to my house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why you go to Akbar like that?
Yo, he did. He always had the pandas on. Always. It was every fucking. I was like, damn, you only own one pair of shoes? You got all these. You got these nice ass watches.
See the Rolex?
You see the Rolex? Damn. I guess we're out of money, man.
But I have to say, I miss my brother. I'm happy he brought all of us as a community together.
Max.
From state to state, city to city. And like I said, if people you don't know who this man is, he's a legend. Do your research on him. Like, when I mean we were DJing with like, because I'm older than you guys, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember when we were DJing with B-Break, when B-Break was as big as me. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't know that shit. Like, I'm like, he was doing shit with the Crooklyn Clan before, like, big time. So he was ahead of his time, like what I say. And like I say, he was a legend and a true friend.
Absolutely, man.
For sure.
Definitely, man.
You will be missed, my G.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, NYCE, man.
We're gonna have a shot for
we
you
better
tonight.
go celebrate for you.
Yeah, last year me and him went to Malavita on his birthday, and goddamn, that was fun.
I want to say in my memories it said last year I took him to Geraldine's. We went at the steak and shit. I remember we had good conversation and shit. I posted a video, but yeah, man, that was not my last memory, but my last close, personal memory, because he had left Dub. We got so busy after last year. We were all fucking already open back up and everything. Yep, man, that man was a busy man for sure, and we're gonna keep pushing for him.
Yeah, man. Sure. Anything else?
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
His merch will be dropping soon again. Courtesy of his family.
I'll
let you guys know details.
Yeah, let's figure something out so we can get that shit back rolling. I knew we were trying to do something during the fall.
Shouts to John Lynchman. He's the one that.
What's up, John? Forgot about John.
He put everything in perspective of.
Definitely shout out.
He was the last one who did all the clothes with. So when we figure everything out, when his brother comes down, we'll figure everything out right then and there.
Awesome. And we'll definitely
shout out to the family, man, for sure. Shout out
Casey and his pops.
The family, man. We love you. We seen him last night, man. I just gave him a big hug. It hurts to see. Man, it hurts his dad and his mom. Just look at their face, and then his brother looks just fucking like him, bro. It's like, man, it was tough last night. Even just last night, I had to walk away for a second. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we love him. It's all good.
All right, guys. Well, we out.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming through. And peace out.
Peace.
NYCE forever.